Welcome to a new episode of Unconventional Lifestyle series, where I share stories from people who inspire me with their unconventional life and projects. In this video, I talk to Pierre, a Frenchman who moved to Bulgaria 9 years ago and built a lovely little sanctuary in a small village in the foothills of Stara Planina. Away from the hustling past, he now created a slow and peaceful life for himself, where he takes care of his flock of sheep, his land, and the small village community. What really inspired me was his broad skill set and cooperative mentality that make this almost forgotten town a pleasant place to live. I hope his story inspires you as well. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, of course. I'm Pierre. I was born in France originally. Um, normally I'm a business guy. That's what I learned, but never really liked it. So I came to Bulgaria 9 years ago. And since then, I've been living the life here. And what more, kind of a musician also. People call me a Renaissance man, so I do a lot of things. And I like to do a lot of things and to be home mostly, do them and enjoy myself. So that's Pierre.
When did you first came to Bulgaria?
Came first 2015. No, first time was 2014 or 13, but just for a few weeks, and I really loved it. And then I decided that this is where I want to live. And I moved in Bulgaria definitely for it's been 9 years.
What made you decide to basically choose Bulgaria as a place that you want to live?
Mostly the spirit of the place. And in spirit, I mean, everything, the climate, the history, the people, the freedom you get here, the folklore. I mean, everything matches. Everything is just so good for a good, happy, peaceful life, basically. But really, mostly what impressed me the most was the people. People are really kind and generous and straightforward and grounded, and yeah, that's it.
How would you describe your life? Like, how is it different from what normal is considered?
How is it different? Well, I don't have a clock in the house. I don't have a microwave oven. I don't have a TV. I don't have I have a smartphone, but there's no SIM card in it. I don't have Instagram. No. I work only 4 hours per day, so I work half time when 90% of my colleagues work 8 hours. But most of all, I'm not looking for something more. Like, I'm very happy with everything I got now, and I'm really settled, and I'm never gonna move out of this house. I'm never gonna move out of this village. And it's very, how can you say, very definitive somehow, and very principled. I there are many things I don't do that many other people do. I won't list them all because there are probably too many, but all my life I've always felt like the salmon swimming against the stream, when all the other fish were kind of comfortably like flowing down with the stream. That's very often when I say things about me or about my life, I get this kind of reaction like, oh, why would you do that? Oh, that's strange, etc., etc. So yeah, there's a lot to say, but mostly um, peaceful life, no excitements, no career plans, no holiday in Dubai, no Instagram and selfies and stuff. Yeah, so that's pretty much summarizing it.
And what makes Bulgaria the perfect place to live this kind of life?
The freedom first. You can You can renovate your house without having 12 institutions on your back asking for standards and insurances and this and that. And also, you can live here with a half salary. I mean, in the countryside at least, with a half salary because taxes are low and prices are still kind of low. So technically, like practically, the standard allows it, but also the people somehow the people let you live. When I was living in Sweden, so judgmental. Everything has everybody lives in a certain extremely channeled way, and if you don't follow that, your grass should be that high, and your job should be that, and your house should look like that, and your curtains should be open, and you should have the little lights on the windows, and you should not drink during the week. You can drink only on Fridays, etc., etc. So it's that kind of peer pressure, social pressure you get in the West mostly that you don't have here. Do whatever you want. People do whatever they want. You do whatever you want, and that's great. I don't know. People just let you live in peace. They don't ask questions. They don't look strangely at you. I never felt that peaceful as in my life as here. Like I can say anything I want, do anything I want. People are like, "Yeah, cool, man. Don't bother me. I won't bother you." It's that simple, you know. Just being a human being on planet Earth, not being, I don't know, tagged with whatever, There are no tags here. You're just Pierre, and you just live. And you're cool. That's it.
I don't know, in my experience, what you're describing, this is the kind of life that usually, I don't know, people more like in their senior years are looking for, and you're still quite a young man. So, how did you come to this point so early on in your life?
Because I've tried a few times living that modern, high-paced life, and I'm too sensitive for that. It's not just a way of life. It's also my personality that is like that. I need peace. I need quiet. I need to be able to focus and to rest. I need to be able to sleep with silence and to be able to rest. Because if you want to work hard, you need to rest hard. And if you work hard and you can't rest, you just burn out and you just go crazy, insane. And I can't understand how so many people work so hard and don't rest ever. It's not normal. Like you look at nature, the whole winter, like you don't hear birds singing, you don't see animals around, the trees are without leaves, everything is resting, and we just keep going harder. Like it's not okay. It's not okay. So it's not about a stage in life. It's more like what's good for me and what's natural. That's how I would describe it.
Can you share with us how your typical day looks like?
Mhm. Yes, it's starting at 6 o'clock early, because early is when you work best. You just wake up, or I wake up. I just go down, put on these clothes with the working pants, and start with whatever I left from the day before. Usually renovating something. Now I'm cleaning my workshop because it's a mess, and for 2 hours usually I work outside, something physical, something practical, some renovation usually. Then I come back at 8 o'clock and I eat breakfast. And then at 9 o'clock, I start my work for the call center until 1. And then I eat again. And then I take a nap, of course. Naps are a very important part of my life. And after that, it's maybe 2:30. Then I have the afternoon to either go out with the sheep or do something else in the garden or go to the nearest town for any materials or anything. Or then in the evenings, usually I give language lessons online, or I play guitar with my friend and neighbor, or I play some piano, do a bit of workout at home, watch a movie, I don't know, hang out with the neighbors, and yeah, go to bed around 10, 11. and round it goes.
How would you describe the community here?
We don't use the word community though. Exactly. That's a very good question because very special what we have here. Basically, we're three guys. Svilen is Bulgarian. He came first 10, 12 years ago, and then I came partly because of him, because he's living similar slow life. And then came Kalle, a Swedish guy who came 5 years ago, and he came exactly for the same reason. And we hang out a lot. We do a lot of things together. We help each other so much. And what's really different with us is that this is not a project, or there's no ideology. We're not vegans. We're not Ayurveda or something. We're just want a peaceful, beautiful, happy life in the country, and all of us are here to stay. We are not going anywhere. So we really behave like a big family, can say. So yeah, we are very tight. And then there are the other locals, some usually older people, but there are a few younger ones as well. And these are kind of around us, and 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 the mood is really nice in this village mostly. A lot of assistance, mutual respect, and mutual assistance, and a lot of plants are being exchanged, and a lot of kias is being drunk, and yes, uh, very important to have good neighbors. Um, I think Kale, who is a faithful Christian, was mentioning about neighbors are more important than family or friends. Actually, it's a different status there. They're neighbors, like. So there's something there. There's something there, definitely.
You shared with me your strategy in finding this house. Can you share with everyone a little bit? Because I think it's very interesting that you didn't go the conventional route.
Yes, absolutely. First summer, I was looking for a house. So real estate agents, ads, drive around, get misled into some fishy businesses and weird places, and found a nice house, kind of nice house, but in a small spot with nobody around, and in the end it didn't work out. And then during the winter I realized, like, no, this a house you can fix, a house you can even destroy, rebuild, and I felt like it's so much more important to have the right people around, because those you can't change. You can't do anything about the people around. So if they're good, they're good. If they're bad, they're bad. So, and that's it. So I went online. I don't even remember what kind of blog I found, and I tried to find some eco villages first. It didn't really work because there was ideology involved and stuff. and and then I found this civilian guy who had an article in some website somewhere. I can't recall. That was like 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and we had a Skype, and he was half naked on the Skype meeting, and he was like, "Yeah, just come and meet us." So we came and met him, and he was like, "Yeah, there's this house here. You like it?" I looked at the house, yes, and here I am. The guy was just amazing. So, and he's here, and he's not going anywhere, and he hasn't changed. So
So you would say your strategy was find good people first and then find the land, the house second.
yes, because the technicalities, beautiful region, you get it. Nice climate. It's Bulgaria. It's fine. Everything else, a house, yeah, it's four walls and a roof. Okay, you can deal with. But a good, decent, honest, kind, generous, helpful person, honest, like reliable and funny and interesting, and how many of those, and and that you can't change. You can't grab a guy who needs renovation and renovate the guy and say, oh, now he's fixed. I changed his here and there, and I removed this defect here, and I called some guys to fix that, and now I renovated the neighbor. The neighbor is good now. It's a good neighbor. Now you can't renovate a neighbor. you deal with it, and yeah. So that was really, and it's so overlooked usually when it comes to finding a place to live. You don't look for a house, you look for a home. And to feel home, you should be at peace. You should feel well surrounded. You should feel safe. And when you have a guy like this nearby, I mean, the house can fall apart. You go to sleep in his next room, and that's it. And then you fix your house in the meantime. Oh, you know what I mean? It's everything's manageable when you have a good neighbor, really.
What is the biggest lesson that you learned in these 8 years?
It's related to this tree here. That's why I want to be here, because this was a huge acacia that was leaning like towards the house, basically. And I wanted to bring it down. And I don't have a lot of experience with that. I didn't. It was a long time ago. And I tried to attach it with a belt to another tree, so I could kind of control where it would fall. And I called somebody to come who has experience working in the forest to cut it down, so I would avoid damage. And I started to cut it, and it started to fall down, and I was really scared. And I put another belt, tied it to the next tree, and I was thinking for all this time, what can I do? What can I do to avoid damage from this tree? What can I do? And I tried everything, and in the end, I was just like, okay, cut it. And I remember I stood here and I just looked up. And I told the guy, just cut it, whatever happens. And it fell. It fell right, like maybe 1 meter away from the outside toilet. And there was basically absolutely zero damage, but it was really like about to crush something so bad. And I turned around and I saw it, and I laughed so loud. And I spent half the day laughing at this. And my lesson was that you have to let go of some control sometimes. I'm a very kind of smart ass guy, and I like to have control. I like to have everything calculated and planned and organized and controlled. But then that kind of eats me up. And all these moments when I actually said, well, I did my best, let go now. Nothing wrong happened ever. So that was my lesson. Do your best and don't try and do more than best, because that never works. And let go of some control. Like, you can't control everything, especially in Bulgaria, the land of chaos. It's working. That's what's great here. It's like chaos is working. It's functioning chaos. So we have to trust that, and I had to learn to trust that natural chaos that in the end works.
What is your dream?
I'm not really a dreamer a day, so I don't really have a dream. I'm really a liver. It's like, so I live, and I've been thinking about this dream thing, and I really don't have a dream. I have such a good life that really I was trying to think of something that's something unachievable that would make me excited somehow, and nothing came up. So now I'm not a dreamer.
What was the biggest challenge for you on this journey?
Well, the main challenge is to find a woman who wants to stay here with me. The next challenge, when you think about like buying, renovating, all that stuff, would be to be able to rely on some maistori in Bulgarian, the workers, because there's no standard, there's no guarantee, there is no bill even, so When it comes to renovations, when it comes to fixing your car, stuff like that, it's really difficult to find reliable people, you can say. Of course, prices are good, but then in the end, I got somebody to start the work. I look how they do it. I'm like, enough, and I finish, basically, when I can. And the other challenge, no, I think that's the main thing, right? Of course, when we came, the house was in very basic shape. There was one tap of cold water, no bathroom, no toilet, no kitchen, nothing. So of course that was challenging in the first 6 months, taking showers outside and stuff like that. But after that, and after you go through the worker challenge and the woman challenge, then you're fine, I guess. Right? Stop showing your precious things.
What brings you most peace?
I think it's the fact that I have so much time, I could say. It's not really free time, but it's time that I control. That is not, oh, you have to pay back this credit. Oh, you have to do this for this guy. Oh, you have to do that for the state. Oh, you have to fill these papers. Oh, you have to. No, I'm as free as possible from all that. And I live here and now. And every day I wake up and I'm grateful. And birds are singing and I'm alive. And I have so much time. That's my peace.
Would you say that you are free?
Because freedom, it's not what people think it is. I've been thinking a lot about freedom when I go up with the sheep. It's like my meditation. And I think freedom is about not being struggling to fulfill your needs. Because it's not about, oh, I need to eat. Oh, oh, you're not free. You need to eat. No, that doesn't work. When your basic needs are fulfilled and you have little extra, and you can have extra, then that's when you're free. That's how I see it.
If you had the whole world listening, what would you say?
2 things. Trust nature and not science or politicians. And the second thing would be get ready for new, not new because it's been starting. It started a long time ago, but get your basic needs fulfilled, because they won't be that easy to fulfill at some point, like they are now. Which means clean water, clean air, and clean food. Start with that. If you got that, you're already good. But I don't know many people who even gets that on the daily basis. So that's my message. Start with the basics. And a cat.